Indaba kaSifuba Singungubele nyaka nasibhoboka umuntu wakuzizwa indaba usikhipha phambili kuleleni ixhotheni kwaceza undaba ohloma ehlathini obenje ngohlanya umbalala ngalingakaphumi kwandunu lathi uma liphuma liphuma nengazi zamadoda sinibingelele sinamukele kephinaphi la nethamele khona i1 KZN TV igama lami nguphiwe ngokwamthembu sikhuluma nawe ke namhlanje sisaqhubeka nokuhamba nomnyango wezokubusa ngokubambisana nendaba zomdaba esifundazweni kwaZulu Natal oholo umfundisi uthula sizwebuthelezi ingwedla ngamabala amhlophe ezinye zidla ngamabala amnyama namdaka nokuyilapho khona eqhubeka nokuqinisa ke amaxhama ezokuxhumana enkaphanini ke ezizikhondla kulelizwe ukuze kuthuthukiswe ke ingqalazinda nempilo yabantu bakwaZulu Natal nempilo yabantu basemakhaya njengoba sikhuluma nawe unomhlangano nesikhondla ke senkaphani uEskom nokuyilapho khona kuxoxwa ngezinto ezinkulu okuyizona ezizoshintsha impilo yabantu bakulesi sifundazwe siyafisa ukuthi isizwe umphathiswa uma ngabe ke ethula inkulumo yakhe kumbe esho okuyikhona okumlethe kulomhlangano uma ngabe sithi ke abakhulume.
Mine today is just to welcome you and also to learn from these wonderful projects that you are doing, because after today at 7 in the morning there is a cabinet meeting and the first item on the agenda is Eskom. So you will pardon me, Mr. Tikhale, if I do not stay for the full evening. But really, I thought it's important that I come here personally to see the wonderful work that you are doing. And to also acknowledge Miss Barbara Mkocheni, who is leading the COCTA team as the Deputy Director General for Planning and Development. I saw that she got a job offer today. So I don't know how she can leave her job because there are still many households that need to be electrified in KwaZulu Natal. But I'm very happy with this partnership that we are witnessing between COCTA and Eskom. And also to thank your colleagues, especially Mr. Kevin Pillay, who is leading the Eskom team in KwaZulu Natal, for the wonderful work that they are doing, particularly in rural areas. Now, if people have been in a conference the whole day, they've been listening to speeches the whole day, and for a gala dinner, they are just looking at three things. Is the music, is the meat, and the drinks. So I do not want to take up too much of your time with speeches, because I can see when I look around the room, people are looking forward to the food and the drinks and the music, because you've had a long day listening to speeches and interacting. I think now you need to unwind and enjoy yourself. So I do not intend to bore you with a long speech, because I'm speaking to engineers here. I'm not speaking to lawyers or politicians. But I was just reading there a very long NTCSA abnormal load transformer transportation and KZN transmission development plan investment indaba. Uyayizwa nje usayifunda ukuthi this is a heavy. You know, but after listening to Mr. Tikhale and listening to the challenges that Ms. Mafumbati went through, I have a greater appreciation now for these abnormal loads that block the road, because it means our country is a construction site with these abnormal loads. And I cannot thank you enough, because I come from the rural areas And I cannot thank you enough for the work that you are doing in bringing hope to our communities. Because the mere switching on of a high mast light or of an electricity in a household, that signifies progress on its own. And a few weeks ago, I went to a village in Abakhulume in Ward 23, where they've never had electricity since 1994 till today. And for the first time, they now have electricity through the partnership we have with COGTA and ESCOM. And an old lady who was there said her daughter bought her a cell phone in 2008, and she's never been able to use the cell phone because it can't be charged. So all these years later, she's now going to be able to use her cell phone, which was bought for her daughter. So we may get caught up in the numbers, but the work that ESCOM does touches lives. And that is why we are here today to say thank you. And we are particularly pleased as the Department of COGTA to be among the various stakeholders that work with ESCOM to ensure that every citizen in this province is connected. And in this regard, I must express my appreciation to the ESCOM team in KwaZulu-Natal, who are always available when challenges arise. Before I became MEC, I was a mayor of Zululand District Municipality. And I never understood what a transformer is, but now I understand what is a transformer. Because when people used to block the roads and protest, ESCOM would say, no, the transformer was overloaded. And I've always wanted to see, what is this animal called a transformer? So I'm happy today that I'm at a conference of transformers who are all here, of people who work with transformers on an everyday basis. Because there was always this big word called a transformer. The journey to light up KwaZulu-Natal has been a long one, and we have traveled far. But together with ESCOM, we continue to launch electrification projects across the province through the Integrated National Electrification Program, INEP. And this progress is taking place against the backdrop of an increasing population, aging infrastructure, vandalism, and illegal connections. The meeting we're having at 7 o'clock tomorrow morning in Pietermaritzburg is around a community called Vulundlela, who want to consume free electricity without paying. And that is a culture we're not going to allow as this government. And therefore, they've been in darkness now, I don't know, Barbara, for how many years? It's close to 2 years, 24 months. And we refuse to go and reinstall the transformers up until they agree to pay. Because as a country, it's not sustainable for us to expect that we'll just consume and consume free water, free electricity, free everything, yet expect that service to be sustainable. And therefore, we fully support ESCOM's initiatives to discourage illegal electricity connections, because we understand the severe impact that they have on infrastructure. And we are now working with Amakhosi to inculcate this culture that we have to pay for the service. And we invite Eskom to present to communities so that the key concerns are addressed. And if all these illegal connections persist at current levels, Eskom will not be able to replace the transformers at the pace required. You know, for example, I know a little bit now about transformers. If a transformer is designed to last 10 years but fails within 5 years, that is because of overloading from illegal connections. So at least now, Eskom 101, I can pass that paper because I now understand what causes a transformer to be overloaded. And these are really practical issues which we are faced with on a daily basis, but which need a clear and uncompromising message from us as government to ensure that our people do play their part. I was very impressed with the projects that were displayed here throughout the province. And I think we must arrange, Ms. Mafumbati, maybe 3 or 4 road shows in strategic parts of the province. Maybe along the Empangeni line, which incorporates the 2 districts, King Echwayo and Zululand. Also along the line here in eThekwini. Because you have many, many emerging entrepreneurs who are failing to be part of the value chain of Eskom. But that is because they lack information on what they need to do to prepare themselves to participate in this value chain. Because it cannot be that all this business will be executed by companies outside of KwaZulu-Natal.
Mbukeli-ke ngaphambi ukuthi siliguqise uhlelo asizwe kubona ke abakwa Eskom ukuthi ngempela ke kusho ukuthini kubona ukuthola uxhaso nesupport abayithola eminyangweni wezokubusa ngokubambisana nendaba zomdabu ke kulesi sifundazwe nokuyilapho sizozwa khona ikakhulukazi nezingqikithi nokuyikhona ke okubaholela ekuthenini ke bephushe imisebenzi ethuthukisa abantu kulesi sifundazwe nabo sibathola uma ngabe sithi ke abakhulume.
We got the support from the MEC of Kokta. We got the support from all different stakeholders to ensure that the rollout of this infrastructure can enable growth. We are of the view as Eskom that this is a massive development so that we can create jobs to the graduates and we can also make Eskom to continue to be a center of employment. We also want to support local SMMEs. We also want to start to ensure that when we roll out all these infrastructures, we make sure that the local entrepreneurs in this province are the ones who benefit from this project. When we employ as Eskom our young graduates, but when we also roll out the infrastructure, we always have the principal contractors and the second and third layer contractors, tier contractors. We make sure that it benefits the area in which the infrastructures have been rolled out.
Nina benkume yabo yodozoshangane lapha ezinye zaziyo kufa ngomdlebe siliguqisa kanjalo uhlelo besithi abakhulume esihamba nomnyango wezokubusa ngokubambisana nendaba zomdabu esifundazweni iKwaZulu-Natal. Igama lami nguphiwe ngokwamthembu uncede inyoni encane yasha amaphiko yandiza. Ngivumeleni ngiguqe esiqoqeni sonke siyothi sukuma kube kusuluzayo inkosi inibusise.